Hey friends, happy Thursday. Different angle. Um, yeah, what was I doing here? Give me a second. Oh yeah, single crochet row. No, not double crochets. That is what kind of, I guess you could say, last 24 plus hours have been. That me and crochet have not gotten along very well. And I think it's because I have got so much on my mind right now, as you all know. I am preparing to bring my mom out here to where I live in California. And now that we're ever so close to leaving to go and do this, I have got so many fears and anxieties going through me. And I know, I've got to just give it all to God. And let me tell you, I'm so glad there is no such thing as too many prayers, because I have been just in constant prayer over this whole thing, especially with the email I got on Monday morning from the assistant property manager that I'm working with for my mom's move out. On Monday, she emailed me and said that my mom had gone in to do her recertification for another year. Now, my mom lives in subsidized housing. And if you don't know what subsidized housing is, it's housing that's essentially provided by the government, and it goes by your income. You cannot make more than a certain amount of money per month, that kind of thing. And because my mom's on disability, she qualifies. So they contacted me and said she came in. You're not playing with my yarn. First, he lays on my bag of cotton yarn so I can't make the washcloths. Now he's trying to play with the string of yarn, because I have the yarn. My yarn bag is down here. It's down here. I have it leaning up against the dresser, the craft dresser that I have over here. And because he's laying at my feet on the bag of cotton yarn, if you haven't seen the picture, it's in my post tab. So anyways, while I sit here and unknot a knot with a cat tugging at the yarn down there. So going back to the whole email on Monday, she said that my mom had come in to do the recertification. She wanted to renew her lease for another year. And they asked her, I guess, about, her coming out here. And she said, yeah, I'm going to visit. And they want me to move out there, but I don't know yet. I haven't made my decision. Okay, well, in fact, she has made her decision. She made her decision over a month ago, right after that bad fall that she took, that she had to go to the emergency room for, because she busted her face up. And so, of course, right away, I messaged my husband. I emailed my aunt to call me as soon as she was done with what she was doing that day. Oh my gosh, this yarn is going to frustrate me. I don't know what happened to this. So anyways, my aunt calls me. I was driving to the post office and we talk. She brought up a very, very good point. Now, my mom has lived alone for over 3 years now because, well, when Dad died, it's just her now there at the apartment. And so, I'm getting ever so frustrated with this yarn right now. I don't know how this came about, but I know y'all are probably sitting there screaming at me, no, you need to do it this way. Yeah, I know. This is like playing a game of cat's cradle. Like, seriously.
No.
Oh, um, so back to the whole thing with my mom. She's lived alone. She's not had anybody to hold her accountable for taking her medications or any of that stuff, right? I am just making a bigger mess than I need to. Like, seriously, this looks like a game of cat's cradle, and I don't know how this happened. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. It's something we used to play in school. I just aged myself, but okay. Maybe they still play it today. I don't know. But anyhow, so she has a bad tendency to get on a good track of taking her medications, and then just something will happen and she'll stop taking them. And when she doesn't take them, stuff like this happens and she gets confused. Right? So, that being said, my aunt is pretty sure that she's not taking her medications. Now, when I talked to her on Sunday, another thing with my mom is she has third-party conversations with people that are not there, and that's just part of her mental illness that came with her being born early, right? Now, I don't need judgment or anything like that in the comments about this. This is something I have dealt with my entire life. I know what I'm dealing with. We all know what we're dealing with here. So, when I was talking to her on Sunday after church, I overheard her having this third-party conversation with who I'm assuming would be Dad, because she still has conversations with him. Yes. She was talking about getting the apartment cleaned up and how they were getting ready to have their annual inspection, which having the annual inspection is part of their recertification for a year. Right? So enough on that, but so what happened was the assistant property manager that I'm dealing with for Mom's move out, played along with it, and they let her re-sign for one more year. However, they're not going to, of course, honor it because she's only going to be there until the first week of July. And then she emailed me right away and told me what was going on so that I was in the know and I could get everybody else on board and let them know what we were dealing with. So, if you could just be in prayer for that, please, because that's going to be one of the very first things I do when I get in town here in just under 2 weeks. We're leaving a lot sooner than that, but we're taking our time because it's over 30 hours to drive there. So we're going to take our time. We're going to drive a few hours each day, stop, rest, that kind of thing. So when I get there at the end of the month, one of the very first things I'm going to tackle is her medications, what medications she's taking. I'm going to write everything down in case there's any issues while we're moving her out here and she needs, goodness forbid, medical attention, which I pray not. But you know, you can never be too cautious. So I did ask her recently if she's taking her medications, and she said, yeah, I'm taking them. Well, then just recently she told me she's got a lot of extra medications and she doesn't have to worry about getting them filled. So that right there is another indicator that she is not taking her medications. So that's going to be a good thing to get her out here. Great. Now that I've got it untangled, it doesn't want to come out of my bag. You know, I'm going to be able to hold her accountable to the things that she's not held accountable for right now, and that is personal hygiene, taking her medications, eating properly, all of that. So with all that said, I sat here last night to start her washcloths, and I tried just doing a simple stitch. I think it was the griddle stitch or something. I don't remember, but you chain in like 2, 2, 2, 2, and then you add 1, and then you do a row of single crochet for the foundation row, and then chain 1, turn, and then you start with a single crochet, and then you end the row with the double crochet. So it's a single crochet, a double crochet, single crochet, double crochet, all the way across, right? Super, super duper simple, very beginner friendly stitch. I couldn't get it right to save my life last night. I kept messing up. My stitches were off. So then I was like, okay, I'll just do a simple row of double crochets, a row of single crochets, a row of double, alternating, just kind of making up my own thing as I went, right? Yeah, that didn't work either. So then that's when I said, you know what, I'm just going to go to bed. Because quite honestly, like I said, I have been very overwhelmed lately. Hey, baby, that's my yarn. Kitty cat, that's my yarn. He's down here playing with my yarn on the floor. There he goes again. Yeah, that's mine. He's so funny because he has no teeth. Oh, and he's eating the yarn. Yeah, I'm not going any further on this. Come here. Give me that. Give me. Thank you. How about we try putting this bag closer and maybe you won't attack it. He tries to eat the yarn, but again, he has no teeth. So he uses his claws to just shovel it into his mouth. This cat is such a joy. He truly is. He has gotten me through this week. Yesterday, all day, I was sitting on the living room, out in the main area there. I was getting Mom's stuff ready. I was getting the room cleaned after scrubbing the carpets. And this little guy just kept coming up and hugging me and loving on me. So, yeah, so that's what's going on, friends. I am doing the dreaded stitch that I don't like. And I think it's just because I get bored very easily of this stitch. It can be a yarn eater. I'm doing single crochets because you have to do a row of single crochets after each row of the double cross stitch that I'm doing. Noir, you left me some hair on this yarn, baby. I don't think Aunt Lori's gonna care. She's got kitties of her own, but still. Oh, the yarn is wet right here where he was playing with it. I found where he was chewing on it. He left his mark for her. Oh, it's wet. Oh, it's wet. That's not supposed to be a double crochet. See, and that's the other thing too, because I'm so used to doing double crochets or half double crochets that when I go to do a single crochet, I want to do a double or a half double. Oh, this is just wet. Really, no more. The joys of crocheting with cats. It's okay though. But yeah, he's been just by my side constantly. Like, he follows me around like a puppy dog. Do any of you all have cats that follow you around like a puppy dog would? Gosh, this guy, he follows me everywhere. He will sit outside my bedroom door early in the morning crying and headbutting my door to get my attention to come and feed him his breakfast. It's so cute. He's got his internal clock. Goes off before my eyes are even open. So, unstitches are always such a pain for me. So there we go. We have another row of the singles, and now I'll start with another row of the double cross stitch. So Anyhow, yeah, I just wanted to come on here and give you a heads up what's going on. And if I don't seem like myself this week, that is why I don't seem like myself. And my husband's got a lot of stuff going on at work that he cannot talk about. But he just needs a lot of prayers right now to get through some stuff. We're praying does not hold us up for our departure date for our trip. But anyways, we'll see what happens, you know? So, anyhow, friends, yeah, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get on with my day. And, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna get on with my day. But that did not work out right. I gotta figure out what I did wrong here. Anyways, all right, friends. I love you all. God loves you. Be kind to one another, and I'll see you in the next video, okay?